Hi folks, Puffin here. Puffin for President, candidate for President 2024 for the Peace Pipe Party. Our platform is peace and pot, period. Peace and pot for everybody. Those are our priorities, peace and pot. So, because we can have peace with weed, marijuana, pot, and we do a lot of things with weed and marijuana, but peace is the ultimate priority. So, my predecessor, Joe Biden, President Joe, gave a speech today, the State of the Union address, March 1st, 2022. And I'm not going to address all the things he talked about in his speech because I don't want to take that much time. But he did say some good things. I want to give him credit for saying some good things. At the end, he wrapped it up with his 4 things that we can all agree on. And it was really kind of awkward, kind of cringy in a way, but I mean, there are things we can agree on for the most part. The 4 things are stop the opioid epidemic, mental health, veterans' health, and cancer, end cancer. And I want to get into details, not that anything about those 4 things are cringy. The way he talked about it was a little bit cringy. But the main point I want to make is that all 4 of these things can be cured, solved with universal health care. And universal health care is what the Democrats keep teasing us with, taunting us with, and then standing in the way of. It's what the people want. It's what the American public wants and needs, really. And like so many other things, they'll say that they want what we want, or they'll promise it to us, and then they'll have all these problems implementing it, or whatever is the best they'll ever do. And that's why we need a revolutionary action. Pillow revolution is my idea here. Pillow revolution is the one we do from bed. If we're not doing it from bed, we're working too hard. But we can network and organize and change things, just like we're doing right now. We're not opposing Putin in Ukraine other than with sanctions and things we can do online, basically. So let's do what we can do online to oppose all evil rulers and shut down evil rule. But back to Biden's 4 points. Just to address each of these 4 points individually. The opioid epidemic, he mentioned something about doctors prescribing, and you need to address that. But the criminal here is Big Pharma. The guilty party is the pharmaceutical companies, and they're guilty. Pfizer is guilty of terrible things, forcing other countries to let them have a monopoly on vaccine distribution. They're using a life-saving technology that we all paid for to profit in insane ways, but also to take countries hostage. And it's evil. And the part of their contracts force the countries to remain silent about it. So I only heard this from reporting on KGNU. But these companies need to be seized. Their leaders need to be arrested. This includes Zuckerberg and Facebook, because he played a big role in bringing Trump and making this virus to begin with. But the idea that the doctors are responsible, they're partly responsible, but it's Big Pharma. And we got to call out, and the Big Pharma is what's standing in the way of universal health care too. So Joe Biden showing that he's playing cards with the enemy, or playing to their favor, in favor of the opponent of the American people in this case. And that's not right. We need to come around. We need a better president, AOC, or I'll do it. If you want somebody more leftist than AOC, I'll be glad to be your president. Thank you for the opportunity. The thing is, he then talks about, so you got to call the actual actors out, just like you got to call out Trump and Putin for trying to overthrow America and all the other stuff they did here. The other thing he says about veterans' health after that is, or no, mental health is what he addressed after that. And that's where he squeezed in some stuff about Facebook. But again, it's an example of you're in bed with the enemy and you're protecting them in the guise of criticizing them. Now, Frances Holgram came out and he honored her at that moment, or mentioned her. And her report busting Facebook was all about what they did to our kids. So Joe Biden got to talk about what Facebook is an experiment on our kids that they're profiting from, all about profits and targeted advertising. That's not that's not a good thing. That's not the main bad thing Facebook did. The main bad thing Facebook did was spread accounts and lies, making Trump popular and spreading lies about the Trump virus that got bunches of people killed. And even Joe Biden said they're killing people. So it's not just what they're doing to their kids, it's what they're doing to people of all ages. But we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on this kiddie stuff. Not that it's not important. I mean, just like mental health for everyone is important. But they're going to say, well, we're going to make, especially the mental health of our kids. Why not everybody? He did mention that we should treat mental health like physical health and have it covered under insurance, things like this. But things that insurance companies have been resisting, they're the only ones resisting. It's not like people have an alternative view of that. Now, veterans. Everyone agrees veterans need better health care because their system is terrible. On the other hand, why do veterans need a different system than the rest of us? If the system that all of us had was good, it would be good for everyone. And it would save a lot of money to have socialized health care, to have it all under one roof and have a transparent operation of that business. Now, the last thing he mentioned was cancer. Of course, everybody wants to end cancer. That would be great, but the best way to do it is not supporting these companies doing their different researches that they want to eventually make the most money off of and ultimately keep cancer out there so they can make money off of lesser drugs. That's how they work. I mean, they'll promote. They had to get sued to stop doing this, but these drug companies will promote an AIDS drug for decades that they know hurts people or kills people, and they'll have a better drug that they'll hold on to because their patents are still good on the old ones, and they have to be sued to stop doing these things. They're not good people trying to. Now, there's good people working in the company. There's scientists and stuff who are good people, but the companies are not good people. They're not doing good things. And you hear them protecting that when you say, here's 4 things we can all agree on that would all be solved by socialized health care that everybody's been trying to vote for 20 years now. And you tease us with Obama was going to give us socialized health care. And then when he won, he gave us Hillary's plan. That's why we voted for Obama over Hillary. We wanted the socialized single-payer health care like every other modern country has in the world. So maybe now that we're teaming up with other countries to oppose Putin, we'll realize how much better it is to stop being American exceptional and being an exception to something that really helps people all around the world. They sell us on some idea that we're special, but when that specialness means we're neglected and sick and dying from it and broke from it, that's not good. So anyway, universal health care solves all your 4 universal agendas that we're all supposed to agree on. And then we could find something else that we can agree on. Once we've actually solved some problems, we can agree on things and solve more problems, but we can find something that we can debate about and agree on by converting people who have been duped into a Trump-Putineer mentality, a traitorous betrayal of America, convert them back to Americans, back to humanity. So thanks for watching and sharing. Hopefully you can do that. And again, Puffin for president if you want a super leftist, or if you want somebody really beautiful, AOC, she'd be great. She'll be old enough. But I mean, if Biden can arrest Trump, if he can start doing some things like actually do his job of protecting America from threats, foreign and domestic, which Trump is both, then, go for it. Give you a second term. But you don't seem to be making that type of progress. And so we need somebody who's going to make more progress faster and stop all war. We don't just have to stop this war with Putin. We can be working on the major goal of stopping all war forever. So that's the future. Thanks for watching. See you soon.